Ladies love the skin.
Ow.
Bring it a little bit closer. The good skin, that is. That's why having a proper skincare routine is very important, and you need to feel the Lateef. The process is so easy, just 4 steps. You got your daily face wash. That's going to clean your face up nice and right. You got your exfoliator scrub. That's going to open up your pores. You got your AM moisturizer with the SPM 20, which is going to protect you from the sun. You also got your PM moisturizer, which is going to make sure your skin is protected throughout the night. Tej has tons of reviews from dedicated customers across the world. I know I said a lot, but it's okay, because guess what? It comes with an instruction card to explain to you in detail what to do morning and night. And because Tej is a sponsor, they're offering my family 30% off along with a free gift. Just click that link that's in the description and feel the Tej.
Maintaining your beard isn't just style, it's self-respect. A well-grown beard boosts confidence and leaves a lasting impression. Elevate your look. Embrace the importance of beard care today.
Nobody thinks about it that way.
I never thought about that shit. But so my 2 girl cousins both got husbands. My other one, she got a fiance. All of the it's a lot of males, right? So all the men, they got women, and my wife best friends with 90% of them. You know what I'm saying? Like they kick it. She talking more to my one cousin that I was closely raised with than I do. Like she informed me of stuff that's going on. That's crazy, Mike. That is crazy.
And Marcus, they're not even friends, bro. They're family.
They family. Yeah, they definitely family.
Family. You see what I'm saying? Like, woo. This shit is deeper than we give it credit for, man.
Yeah.
You guys have made some awesome points off of this topic, and we can, go on for days. I just don't want us to be at the bottom anymore. But you're right. The solution is we have to create families. Bring back.
I did do some bullshit though. I just was thinking about it. So my cousin, her fiance, he wasn't her fiance at the time. We was at a wedding, right? And my grandfather was, I don't know, I shouldn't probably tell this story. Fuck it. So we at the wedding and shit, right? And my grandfather was like, how many kids you gonna have? I'm like, I'm gonna have 5. I'm gonna have 10. And I'm like nudging him because they ain't got no kids. Like, how many of y'all gonna have, man? Quit playing. Quit being a bitch about this. He got offended. So I'm like, oh, you care? You got an issue? Okay, fuck it. Come on, let's go to the back of the wedding. So we at the wedding and shit, right? I'm about to piece his ass up. So I go clean in on him. I'm like, bro, you been dating my cousin for too long not to have married her. This is some bullshit that you on right now, bro. Like,
how many years were they married? I mean, they dated?
Shit, like 5. And she's around 30. Like, she is in her mid 30s. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if you rob my cousin out of chance to have kids, we're gonna have a whole fucking problem, Joe. Like, we in the back of the wedding, I'm about to fight the man. And we ended up getting cool after that shit. But I'm like, if you don't want to be with her, let her go. Like, let her try and go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, have her chance of life. Her biological clock winding down. I see Buddy like Sam shit, my nigga, no. I'm looking out. Look, if you a man, bro, you charged with protecting the women in your family, the women and children in your family. If you don't understand that charge, I don't know how I could talk to you as a man. Like, for real. When shit go wrong with your family, they come look to you. So if you gotta get shit in order, they supposed to come to you. I know you might not understand that, and you might be stuck on internet talking points and shit. I live in real life, my nigga. I'm moving like for real, for real. Like that goofy shit. You're a son. Get your goof ass out of here, bro. For real. You niggas be lame as fuck with that shit. I swear to God.
Finally, somebody said it. Thank you. Jesus. I read it too, Marcus, and I was thinking the same shit.
Goofy as hell.
Oh, okay. All minds clear. Ain't
Yeah.
no one else is saying all minds clear. That I mean, I wonder why people waste people's time like that. Especially, you know, it's like at this
It's
point,
shame for you, just let her go. I'm not saying you gotta marry her, but don't hold up because she had a period of time where her biological clock gonna go down. If you play these games like, oh yeah, I'm just keep fucking her until she run out, and then you want to have kids eventually, and she left in the wind. That's my cousin. That's like my little sister. Like I just told you, I don't look at my cousins like my cousins. They my sisters, bro. So I view that shit differently. I don't give a fuck. Who don't care about that shit? I'm keep it a bean.
Look, bro.
See me about it.
And look, bro, you said it right the first time. You don't owe that brother no other types of explanation. If he don't get it, he don't get it. He won't get it. Period.
Yeah, niggas built different.
I wonder what do you think it like what do you think people don't see that like when they're with somebody and they're just wasting their like I'm trying to figure out because you can't solve the problem if people don't know that there is a problem or you can't get in the psyche of why people do that in the first place. Because I think for me, I'll try not to waste people's time. I'll feel enough compassion for that person, especially if that person's a good person, to put myself in that person's shoes to not want to do it, if nothing else, to hurt that person. You know, I wouldn't want to hurt that person by doing that to that person. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that can't be given. I can't. This is the
I mean,
these are time. You can't waste time. Time can't be given back, right?
Well, Shan, you heard me say in the past that we got to give the elders credit because they were right. They tried to tell us all this shit in the beginning.
Okay.
They said, keep sex out of it. Right? They keep sex out of it. Do not get to know someone on a personal level, on a spiritual level, and that's the way relationships are supposed to be done. We don't keep sex out of it, right? And then you'll have situationships and lust, and that you're confusing for love. But then you love the person, but not in a way that's genuine enough to feel like you have that epiphany as a man to marry them. So
you're responsible for them.
Exactly. So with men, it's kind of weird because the women will be like, well, if you love me, marry me. Well, it's not that simple. I stopped asking all the important questions once we started having sex. So now I just want to keep having sex. And then I realized that you are a good woman. Then we moved in together. Then I'm getting everything I was supposed to get in the marriage, but I'm still frightened of marriage because of some of your behavior. And it literally becomes a situation where he's too, he feels too strong about you to let you go, but he's too much of a coward to marry you. And it's sex that started it. It's us in sinning that started the whole thing off to begin with. So the elders were right. You got to know someone before all of that. And you'll notice for some reason when men don't have sex with women while they're dating or courting or whatever, they marry them extremely fast. They marry them women in 6 months to a year. Probably because they're trying to get the draws. But you know what I'm saying? They ask all the right
questions.
They ask all the right questions. They know if they want to be there or not. Their head is clear. I'm just saying.
That's true. I mean, for the most part, you know, some men don't stick around for the 6 months to even get to know. That's the crazy thing about it. They just don't. Oh my God, I don't even know how to fix that. That's so. So that is our main concern at this point. Will we not all agree by the show of hands?
What's that?
What?
What's the question?
that being the dilemma. It's just getting people to value marriage, to go ahead and go over the hump and actually get it done. Not just say it, but to actually, okay, let's do it.
But there's another
Do it.
caveat. I'm sorry, there's another important note. A lot of men did not have an example of marriage. So they're not just going to pull marriage out of a hat like, hey, let's do this. It's very scary. I'm sure Marcus didn't say it, but somewhere in him getting cool with that guy he was talking about, they talked about something like that. Why he's not married.
Yeah, hell yeah. I asked him. Hell yeah.
He's either not prepared for it, he's never had an example of it, he's actually afraid. We don't use those terms as men, but you're actually afraid that you're going to fail. That's most people's problem with it. I don't know how I'm gonna uphold this thing, bro. If we stay boyfriend and girlfriend, it always gives one of us a way out because I don't know how to commit long term to something like that, and I'm afraid I'm gonna fail her. I'm afraid I'm gonna fail the children we had together. Like these are real feelings that people have that can be explored if we just dig, a little bit beneath the surface.
Oh, how y'all doing? Welcome to Lapeef-ing Sundays. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go ahead and introduce the crew for the day. We got Shay Monet, Shay a story to tell, Balance, Cookie, Sweeney, Kaya, Malicia, Hank, and me myself on Lapeef JR. Welcome to Lapeef-ing Sunday. I see Sweeney trying to copy my look today, bro.
Can I say something, JR?
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, that video, that clip that you decided to choose, I just want people to know that was like 4:00 in the morning. And so I braid my hair at 4:00 in the morning. So I start rambling at 4:00 in the morning. So please excuse my appearance.
You were fine. You were okay.
Okay.
Sweeney, not Sweeney, Shan, that was the last thing I think anybody was concerned about. Now you just brought attention. Now they're going to go back and look.
Just in case.
Yeah, we knew it was getting ready to go down.
Happy Sunday, y'all.
Yeah, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. That's a good way to start it off. It's good to see you guys. We're going to get housekeeping out the way. Shout out to the sponsor, T Channeling. Complicated skincare for men, 30% off along with a free gift. That link is in the description, so make sure you guys click that. Also, shout out to Assure Man, Lapeef and Sugar Curls collab, King on top. That link is in the description. Let's make sure we get our beard in order. Let me see who needs some maintenance on the beard. Let me see. Okay. Oh, you need some. I need a little bit of maintenance too, man. I need to go ahead and oil up, man. But I ain't want to be. I didn't want to be outshining Hank today, so I tried to dumb it down a little bit. Yeah, Hank, I gotta let you shine sometimes, brother. I don't want to have the best looking beard on earth, so.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir, for being a giving person.
Yeah, you got to be, man. You got to be. All right, let's see who we got in the chat, man. Shout out to all the Green Gang. Dale Matthew, Mr. BX7, I see you in the chat. You want to become part of Green Gang, make sure you click that link. It's in the description as well. This is going to be an amazing topic. I'm waiting on Balance to come back. I don't know what happened, so I'm going to go ahead and stall a little bit. How's your guys' Sunday going? Anybody got any special plans? How's the weather?
The weather is chilly as usual. I mean, well, bipolar as usual. So, 75 with a low of 37. Typical dumb shit.
It's raining here in Miami.
Oh, it's raining.
Y'all complain about the 70s.
Beautiful outside here.
Nah, the 70s ain't bad, Hank. It's the low of 37. You understand what I'm saying? So you start out, you got your little polo on, And then by the time 5:30 hit, you like, nigga, I need a North Face jacket and pants.
I got you. I'm in the low 50s here right now. I mean, it's the warmest day in a long time.
See, that's comfortable, man. I throw me a little
Just the
hoodie,
warmest day.
some blue jeans,
Yeah, man.
a cap or no cap, and just
Yeah,
go.
but I want to break the old school. The old school don't come out unless it's 65 or higher. So you know,
Yeah,
he's
our
still
bones,
he's still
our
undercover.
bones hurt.
You can't be showing off with that old school, Hank.
Man, I can't wait till the summertime, brother. I promise you. I got some new things to show.
Okay, man. Hank for president, man. He's a true inspiration to me, man. That old school looked pretty good, sir. So shout out to you with that old school.
It's
What you over there
Melissa.
doing, Sweeney? So what you over there doing? Like you over there being chaotic over.
Oh no. I ain't doing nothing. Sitting over here listening to y'all.
I know I'm not really good at stalling. I'm trying to stall as long as I can for balance, but I want to just go ahead and push it. I don't know what's going on. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I wanted to ask him a question because it's timeout 305. Is that like 305? Y'all gotta chill. Is it like what I'm saying? Timeout 305. Is it like y'all calling out 305 or y'all repping 305? Or y'all saying timeout? This some bullshit, or is it like let's take a break from the
It's
bullshit?
like timeout and then the real from Miami. So we put it together, combine it like timeout. Hold on, and then we just we rap in Miami.
Okay. So y'all do call out the bullshit too, though.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Man, that's some bullshit you just said right there.
Excuse me.
I watched that video.
On here now.
I watched that video.
Wait, what video you watched?
When y'all was on this show, when y'all had that show up, I think it was like about 4 of y'all was up there. You, another dark skinned lady. I think it's about 4 of y'all got ladies up there.
It was 3.
That was 3. Okay. And y'all conversation was a lot of bullshit being thrown around.
Oh,
Excuse me, sir. I don't
Yes,
like these
ma'am.
accusations.
I mean,
you gotta come with
bullshit to
facts.
you.
You gotta come with facts, mister.
It's Sunday.
He chose violence early.
Yeah, see, and I'm the violent one.
And I'm catching strays. I just got here. I don't know how I caught one.
I know that's right. Was that a video from Friday, Shan? That one that JR showed? Is it? Okay.
That wasn't this past Friday, but the one before.
Okay.
All right. I think we all good to go now, balance. We were just trying to stall for you. So and now that we see you got your meta world together, I guess we can go ahead and proceed now.
Hey, JR.
Yes.
JR, you said I'm trying to be like you today?
Yeah.
A little bit. My glasses are special though. Hold on.
Oh, he's stunting on you. He said his glasses could see you and can see him. With your glasses,
I can do that too, though. So it's not like.
You on mute, yo. Your glasses muted you, man.
No, I was saying I'm a little bit old, so I kind of I was kind of delayed to figure out what was going on. Okay.
Y'all in these Mission Impossible glasses are killing me.
Okay. What are you streaming to?
Oh,
Sweeney, like what's going on?
Oh no, this ain't streaming. No, I'm not. I can though. You can stream to Facebook and Instagram with them. I use them for when I'm cutting hair, so that I record my haircuts. So that's what I use them for.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to look into that technology, man. That's something that's new, and y'all new generation is way ahead. We didn't have it back in the day, so that's a good time to be alive, right? Okay.
Oh, that's right. So when I come down to Dallas, Sweeney, can I get a shape up or something?
Yeah, as long as you're willing to pay.
God damn, you thought I was gonna do it for free?
Hey, you never know. Some people be like, "Hey, man,
you got some raunchy ass customers then, though." God damn. Nah, I'll pay you.
Sure, I cut a dog if you're paying me to do it.
Well, we're gonna stop right there.
Okay.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Kai, you might got to bring that dog with you.
Oh, she get groomed.
Nah, that's
so you say he grooms too.
Nah, no, I don't. That's a special. That requires next level stuff. You actually got to understand dog coats and. Nah, I don't know how to do that. I'm bullshitting.
The dog into a tiger.
Man, just put that guard on your clippers. You be all right.
Nah, that's a whole different monster. Like undercoats and you'll fuck a dog up messing around doing that.
And she don't play either.
Yeah, man. You come out there and nick her, boy. She turn around and give you.
They have my baby with a skint mark.
What you got?
All right, let's go to get the show started, man. We got to go and get it started. Yeah, you got to be careful with that. Hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And thank everybody for tuning into Lapeef-ing Sunday. We got a great show. Make sure we mute up in between. And let's get it cracking. Our first topic this evening, early afternoon, for some folks. It's not evening yet, but early afternoon. It's, are we who we attract, or is it only our standards that filter out the nonsense? Here's the clip.
Try.
Yeah.
They know who to try.
Yeah.
They don't. I don't even
Give that-
exude the
yeah.
energy that you can try me.
Yeah.
Like I don't walk into a room and you think, oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
So it's just like you have to have that within yourself, so people know they can even step to you with the BS.
When you carry yourself a certain way, they just gonna know, like, no, he ain't going for that. Or you can look at a woman and be like, nah, she ain't going for that.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna even come at her like that.
Exactly. And there's always going to be exceptions, people that think that they can try you. But here's the thing. When you're attractive, an attractive man, an attractive woman, whatever, you're going to attract all different types of people because people are attracted to, what looks good, what is getting people's attention. So you're always going to attract different types of people. But it's about what you allow. Right? Because I can attract a bum. A bum, of course, is going to want me. Who's not going to,
Yeah.
But am I going to let a bum in my space, in my circle? No, I'm not.
At my age too, I'm dating now. It's like, if it ain't for me, I'm walking with the value ain't there, I'm out of there.
Let's go ahead and hop into it. The thing that stood out for me was, are we who we attract? We often hear it all the time. You are who you attract. I'm going to go ahead and start with you first, Jay. What are your thoughts about that?
Y'all can hear me clear now? All right. You are who you attract. Yes, I think in a way that is true. Because a lot of times when you don't have your things together, you allow people to, when you're not where you want to be, you allow people in your life that are, a work in progress, or they don't have this in place, or they don't have that in place. You're looking to build, but then what you realize is that it's not really productive, unless you meet them at a certain point in their life where they're more mature and they're actually working toward those things, instead of having kind of like talking about it. Because, a lot of people just want to speak about who they are. They put their best foot forward and talk about what they're going to do. But at a certain point, you realize, like, if you don't have it done by now, like, that's not happening. You know what I mean? So you are who you attract. If you care about finances, if that's important to you, then you're looking for somebody, or you attract people who are financially minded, So I do think you are who you attract, and that's kind of like a rude awakening for people, because they're thinking that there's something they're not, and it's like, why am I attracting all of this? Is because that's who you are, so you're accepting of things that you don't necessarily care for, because you don't care for where you are.
So do you think there's some truth in what she was saying, as far as sometimes you may not can control who, if you are an attractive person, man or woman, you can't necessarily attract, like, you're attracting everything because you're above the standards of society, so to speak. So do you think there's some truth to that? And what?
See, I think with men and women, it may be a little different, because, if a woman is beautiful, I mean, everybody's coming at them. You know what I mean? But for a man, you're dealing with what you, once you get to a certain point, there's certain things you're not going to allow. You know what I mean? Like somebody, when somebody comes into your life, you're asking them certain things to figure out if they're worth your time. You know, like somebody comes into your life and you start asking questions about finances. Well, you know, how much debt do you have? You know, and they say 250,000. You know, you like, as a mature adult, that's a concern. You know, because it's like, if we building on something like, and I really like you, like I'm not even gonna get to that point. Like 250, like I'm not paying that. You know, let's just keep it a buck. Like you have to take care of that. And if you are realistic and you want to take care of that, like I can help you, you know, put together a plan to do that. But I'm not enthralling myself in something that I didn't create. So, but I think it's different for women because they just get it from everybody. You know, if she's beautiful, top notch, bottom feeders, everybody's coming at them. With men, you gotta put on a suit. You know, if you a bum, you better wear some Facebook glasses, have a suit. You better look like something because bums be suited. You know what I mean? Fake it till you
All
make
right,
it.
we're gonna go to meta balance. Go.
Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Um, I don't like this topic, but I'm gonna answer because you called my name. Um, you you get with people based on your self-esteem level. If you got low self-esteem, you're gonna be with some people that's, excuse my background, hopefully you can't hear that. If you got low self-esteem, you're gonna be with some people that you shouldn't be with. They're gonna mistreat you, use you, abuse you, steal your money, drive your car. You got low self-esteem, so you stay. Men or women. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. We keep trying to separate us, but we're not that different in that sense. If you have low self-esteem, you're going to stay with people that mistreat you, regardless. If you got high, even if you have low self-esteem, you're not even going to go for people that you consider out of your league because you have low self-esteem. So you're not even going to attempt that, men and women. I mean, so that's the best way I could answer this question. That you, I feel like, because I feel like we talk about this a lot, but matter of fact, I'm gonna leave it there. Done. Okay.
Okay, so you don't like it because you feel like we talk about it a lot. I thought the interesting part was about not being able to control who you attract, because we often say you are who you attract. So that's the piece that I really liked about it, was because it is true. I mean, some people can't help who they attract, but they can determine who they're gonna allow in, which I seen somebody
Exactly.
said it in the chat.
Yeah, because like I could walk down the street. It's none of my business who's attracted to me. I don't care. Like, why do I care if you find me attractive? I don't have low self-esteem. I could care less what you think or find attractive, including me. I don't think about you. I don't even waste a thought on you. So just because you find me attractive is gonna affect my life how? It's gonna make me talk to you how? But anyway, that's the yeah.
Okay, so has there ever been a situation where you necessarily wasn't attracted to anybody, but after you had a conversation with them, you said,
Oh wait,
There's
okay,
more
I'm
to this
muted.
one.
No, because the way I'm attracted to people is probably not how other people are attracted to people. Men may find people attractive more so physically. Men, not everybody, but the majority. Me, I find people attractive physically, but it's not first. First is integrity, morality, emotional intelligence, character. All those things matter to me more than your physical appearance. I didn't say only, because people are going to be say something in the comments. I said more. Yes, I said more. And that's me. You date how you date, that's how I am. So I'm not going to look at somebody that looks like a model as a man and I'm like, oh, he's so attractive. I don't think like that. He could be an idiot. So that's not like how my brain works. Like you have to have substance for me to find you attractive. So not every man thinks like that. Not every woman thinks like that. But you asked me, so I'm gonna answer for me. All right, I'm done.
so you are really willing to have the conversation with them? I'm just trying to get some
If
clarity because
if
there may be
I
some
would
people that,
if I was single Absolutely. Absolutely. But there are limits. We have to be realistic. Like if you're extremely obese or if you're walking around with no shoes on, come on, like what are we talking about? So it's of course there are limits to things. But in general, if you come respectful, most men don't even come like not I take back the most. Some men don't even come respectfully. That's an automatic no. What are we talking about? But if you come respectful and you look okay and you look put together, presentable, not like you're living on the street, and you know, then it's a possibility if I was single, but it's not my reality.
Okay.
So
Okay. Just a hypothetical. Okay. Malaysia, I'm coming to you next, ma'am. Are we who we attract, or is it only our standards that filter out the nonsense?
I think both are true. So, in a lot of ways, we are who we attract. Based on my experience, I feel I'm not even saying on my experience. If you're an attractive person, you're going to attract all kinds of people. I think we all can agree on that. But I've noticed that it's been certain times in my life where I'm like, damn, I'm only attracting narcissists, or damn, I'm only attracting this kind of guy. It took me to take a step back and look at myself and say, okay, you're attracting narcissists because you're in a, I don't know, fix me headspace. So yeah, I think both are true. Like, yes, our standards do filter it, but also like just depending on where you are, you'll start attracting a certain type of person.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You said Sweeney, you cut off.
Yeah, I said, go ahead, Sweeney. My bad.
I feel bad for single people because every day we get on these panels and they have to explain their singleness to the world. And that's exactly what that was. She was explaining her singleness. Oh, when you, because like what people like that tend to say is they say, oh yeah, you gotta when you attract your standards, and when you on a certain level, won't nobody try you. No, that's not it. Basically, what you basically did was say, okay, I'm not gonna deal with anybody so I can protect my heart. I'm not gonna deal with nobody. And then when somebody come and ask me, hey, what's going on with your life? Oh no, I'm just in a different headspace so that people don't try me anymore. No, you just single as hell and you're trying to figure out and you're trying to explain it to the world why you're single. Because if what she said is true, right? If what she said is true, is that you are who you attract, and that she's in a headspace, or people who say it's not going to take her out of it, and people who say I'm in a headspace where the knuckleheads won't try me, then what about the ones that aren't knuckleheads? Where are they at? Because you filtered out them, so that means there's a group of people that should be there, and you shouldn't be having to explain your singleness right now because you shouldn't be single, because you should have a not knucklehead alongside you. But and that's why it's a problem on some of these shows, because nobody ever asked a hard question. Okay, then I get it. You say you don't attract the knuckleheads. Then where's the other guy? What's going on with that? Oh well, I don't. Then they get the beatboxing because they don't have an answer for that. So it's easy to go out there and say, I'm in if you put yourself in a great space and you put yourself on a certain level, you want to attract these bad people. Yeah, but are you attracting the good ones though? Or are you just trying to explain your singleness by putting it on everybody else instead of yourself?
I like that, Sweeney. I like that. Kai, what are your thoughts about that, man? You think Sweeney got some truth into what he's saying? Did he kind of change how you gonna respond?
Well, you got a little bit of truth into it because you do try to explain why you're single. But it's like I'm in the fence with what he said because people are asked why you single, and then they don't understand. For me, I am single, but it's a mental thing for me because I have to better myself to be better for somebody else. So, I mean, even in the video, I think like when she said you are who you attract, I think even like what Melissa was saying, you do attract. If you are a person that's like a nurturing soul and a fix me person, you're gonna attract those damaged people, and then you're looking at yourself like, damn, I'm back in this situation again. But I mean, you sometimes you are who you attract. I mean, do you care? Like, I don't know. I mean, and if you beautiful, you are gonna attract a shit boatload of people. So you do got to kind of like filter it out.
Got a, go ahead, Jay. You got a question?
Oh yeah, my question was to the women. Would you say who are more so the aggressor? I think I know the answer to this. I just wanna. Who are usually the aggressors when it comes to approaching you, whether it be publicly or otherwise, in terms of shooting their shot? Is it usually the knuckleheads, or is it usually like people that you would aspire to date?
I I'm big on you don't know who I believe in wolf in sheep clothing nowadays. Like everybody don't come to you like who they really are. Like I was saying before on the show, people hide who they really are. So sometimes they are very aggressive, and then you have to be like, I'm not dealing with that. You have to shut it down right then and there. But you might attract you meet good guys, but when you're not in that head, you in a fucked up head space, you don't know who is who nowadays.
But I'm guessing, like, what I'm asking is, out of the percentage of guys that approached you, even that you've dated, because I mean, I'm not gonna. You wouldn't say everybody that you dated was horrible. It probably just didn't work out for whatever reason.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean?
it wasn't.
But out of the percentages of those people, were they good guys or were they knuckleheads more so?
I'll say 45% was good guys.
My bad.
No, that's all good. Go ahead, Jay. You got another question? You
Wait, so
good?
you betting 400? Kaya?
Huh?
In baseball terms, you'll be batting 400 right now.
I don't look at baseball. I don't know sports, so I don't know. 400 is bad.
But that's a good percentage. Like if a basketball player is shooting 40% from the 3-point line, that's excellent.
Oh, see, I don't know about sports, so you speaking foreign to me.
Yeah, so you're doing a good
I
job.
mean, you got
What
it.
was Jay's question?
What'd you say, Cookie?
What was Jay's question?
It was out of the percentage of people that approach you, percentage of men that approach you, and that you've dealt with. What would be the percentage of good guy? Well, good guys that are good for you versus knuckleheads.
The way people holler at me or in the South in general, it's usually on some cat call stuff. So I feel like anybody that'll cat call you from across the street is a knucklehead. So I'm gonna go off that data and say probably men that would come up to me like a real man would be probably about 15%.
I'm gonna say this too, Jay, because you're not asking about their approach, because you're asking if they're good guys. I mean, how do you know a woman's a good woman just off approach? Like you don't know that. So you can't expect me to know if he's a good guy off his approach. He could approach me great, but he could be a serial killer. Like I don't know if he's a good guy. So I can't
No,
really answer that.
no, I guess what I was asking as I guess the approach of the people that they gave time to, because I mean I'm sure y'all have given knuckleheads time at some point in your life. You know what I'm saying? We all grown up. So what percentage was somebody that you like, okay, that was a good person, whether it worked out or not, versus a
Hmm.
catastrophe?
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
that percentage, I
Go
don't
ahead,
know.
Cookie.
I don't date a lot, so That's a hard question. So my percentage is going to be weird. Probably it's probably about a 50-50 for me. The older I got, the better it got. Like in college, it was horrible. It was just outright horrible.
Yeah, I'm with her. It's like it's kind of hard to say who's a knucklehead. I'll just say like the guys who try to waste your time. You know what I'm saying? That percentage is kind of high, so I'll call them knuckleheads. So yeah, I'll say it's about a good 60% knuckleheads. And the other 40 is I'll say 20%. It just didn't work out. The other 20%, I don't want them. So then I just end up with who I'm with.
Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and go to Hink. What are your thoughts about this, sir? Are we who we attract, or is it only standards, only our standards that filter out the non?
Yeah, I believe it is. You know, as a great philosopher, my man, he had a song on the soundtrack of the Mac called I Choose You by my man, Willie Hutchins. Great song. Matter of fact, he went to the point that Outkast had to use it on their song. Same song, same title, I Choose You. There's a reason why it came out because I choose you, because you want to choose what's best for you. Now, are there going to be some craziness around you? Because more likely, I think, like somebody said, you probably live that crazy and ratchet lifestyle, and so you're going to attract what you are. If you hang around those type of people, what you can't expect but to get those people. You hang out those type of areas, those type of neighborhoods. You run with those type of folks. You got to expect to get that type of energy. You don't deserve better. You deserve trash. So if you heifers out there being hoes, you deserve a hoe ass dude. Now, if you're a woman on the up and all about her business, then go out there and find you one, because you more than likely you know where to search and where to find them and where to pursue them. But if you got whole tendency trying to cover up, really, you're a hoe on the inside, but you're on the outside, you putting on the facade. Your mind state ain't right. So you're gonna continue to attract those type dudes. Or dudes gonna attract those type women, because that's what they look for. You gotta look beyond the surface of a woman. I tell men all the time, I know she's got a fat ass. I know she's got a juicy breast. I know she looks good. But what's going on between her ears? It ain't up a sawdust up her. Why are you dealing with that heifer? Don't move. What's she talking about? Like Jay said earlier, $200,000 worth of debt, you shouldn't even look away. I'm not even trying to help her. I'm not the man for you, ma'am. Your man's over at the homeless shelter. That's where your man is, because he's the only one going to deal with you and your $200,000 worth of debt. If he's got any sense, he should walk away from you, because you're a walking issue. No, hell no. So fellas, man, surround yourself with those type of people. Look for those type of people. Find them where you need to find them. Don't go be looking in the trash area, because if that's what you find, if that's where you go, that's what you're going to get. So don't be mad at nobody but yourself at the end of the day.
Hey, Hank, I got a question for you.
Go ahead, brother. I got to answer.
For those men that you asked on that question, what do you? Mm-hmm. I know she got a fat ass. I know she got XYZ. What do you deal with her? What are you dealing with her for? When you ask men that question, what was their answer? By and large,
because they look good. At the end of the day, they just worry about how good they look, or how good they kitty cat thinks, how good they think it's going to be. I mean, that's not guaranteed, but they assuming just because she has those.
And this is what I appreciate about men. We are at least honest. Because if you asked women that very same question, they're going to pull a Kai on your ass. Man, he was lying about who he was at the beginning, man. And now they wouldn't tell you, oh, it's because the sex is good and that's the only reason why I'm dealing with him. Would y'all? Be real.
That's a lie.
So when somebody asked you, why was you dealing with some fucked up ass nigga, you was like, you were honest, or did you say that it was something that it was something you didn't know about him, or
In college, absolutely. I've grown out of that phase of my life.
Take college out of it because I don't count anything that happens in college. We were all immature and doing a bunch of goofy shit. In your adulthood,
Well, in my adulthood, I don't mess with bums, so I can't answer that outside of college.
well, I mean, okay, I get it. You don't mess with bums. All right, so never mind.
Have you ever heard of love bombing?
There we go. Didn't I just say that would happen?
Well, no. I'm answering your question. It's a real thing. Like, I've experienced it, where somebody come in the door and you just think everything is all flowers. I'm not dating him because of just the sex I'm dating him because I feel like he really cares about me. He wants to get to know me, and you know what I'm saying. I have grown out of that since then, but that has happened to me in my adulthood, where somebody had on one face, and then once they got what they wanted, whether that be a relationship, whether it be sex, whatever their objective was, once they get it, you notice like, damn, I really didn't know this person. He really lied about who he was. I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm just saying it does happen.
So what is the definition of love bomb? Because I don't understand this. I'm 48 years old. I'm out of touch, I guess.
No, it's literally what it sounds like. They bomb your ass with love,
And then they take it away.
Bomb you with all this gifts, like, affection,
time,
ideas of a relationship, and they do it real quick and real hard, and you feel like you're on a fucking roller coaster.
I'm gonna give you an
Okay,
example.
I'm going to go ahead and read the definition that came up. It says love bombing is a type of emotional abuse where someone uses grand gestures to manipulate another person. A love bomber may bomb you with gifts, compliments, and affection, but these affections are not done out of kindness.
So Hank, I'm gonna give you an example from our era. It is gassing you up. Oh shit, Hank! I see you got them sneakers. Oh, you got the old school. Oh, you got the fade. Oh shit, yo, Hank, you that.
Okay,
and then
so
one day run all of that, man. They rob you.
But this is
I find this shit funny though. They talking about love bombing now, but men been getting love bombed for most of our goddamn lives. We always got love bombed with the bullshit. That's why we call them some bitches tricks, because they always getting love bombed. What the shit? All of a sudden, it's a new thing for the ladies now? Because now the rabbit got the gun. Oh, is that what it is? Shoes on the other foot. And y'all don't like it. Is that what we're talking about?
No, Hank. They just basically proved my point. And I really appreciate you ladies for proving my point.
So wait, what was your point though? Because
because the point, I'm
right,
sitting here.
so I'll lay it out for y'all. When I asked Hank, he sees a man dealing with somebody that's obviously ain't shit, right? He says, man, what are you dealing with her for? And I asked him, what do majority of those men tell you? Man, hey, she look good, man. She fine, the sex good, something along those lines. He gives a straight up reason, right? Whereas if you ask a woman that question, they will remove themselves from it and say it's something that he did. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, he's love bombing me, or he's manipulative, or he's doing this. It's never, well, I'm just dealing with him because for whatever reason you might have to deal with him. I'm dealing with him because he keeps the lights on right now. Or I'm dealing with him because the sex is good. Or I'm dealing with him because he's real good with the kids. A lot of women aren't honest. They try to remove themselves from the equation as to the reason why, and it's always something being done to them rather than actively making a choice to do something. And that's what everybody just did on the panel.
No, I didn't.
Well, you said that you don't deal with nobody at all. Yeah, you basically said you don't deal with nobody at all.
I didn't respond.
Well, let me just say this. If a man dealing with a woman with a fat ass and a bird brain, and he say he with her just for sex, he with her just for sex, it's easy to be honest about that because that's an honest situation. But if you come in the door and you pretending to be one person, whole time you're a whole different person, I can't look at me and say, okay, I'm dealing with him because of whoever the true him is. I never knew who the fuck the true him was. This nigga came in here lying. Well, so yes, I'm gonna say he's a liar.
I would say that. Hold on, sweet. Let me ask y'all this: ain't that 90% of these women out here?
Oh, we
You
know
come
that.
hold on. You love
We
on me
know
every
this.
time. Oh, let me finish. Let me finish, ma'am. I look, me and you had it last week. I see you want to be continued. That's okay. I got you.
Let me be quiet.
I got you. So y'all do it 90% of the time when y'all come with all this goddamn makeup, these wigs, these eyelashes, these fingernails. That's fucking love on me. You lying to me. You're not telling me up front. You're not coming as your fresh out the shower, unnatural look. You're not doing that. You coming with a facade. So now you love bombing me. You telling me one thing, but as soon as I get you in the bedroom and I find out the next morning you're a goddamn gruesome ass monster. I've been love bombed. That shit ain't right.
No, Hank, you letting them off the hook, man. You're letting them
No,
off
I
the
never
hook.
do that.
Hold on, listen. If Hank came to you and said, "Why are you dealing with that knucklehead ass nigga?" That means we can obviously see that he's a knucklehead. That means that, or like if your homegirl say, "Why are you dealing with this man?" That's what we're asking. It's not like, okay, we can see it. That means you should be able to see it too. So oftentimes when you ask a woman, why is she dealing with somebody that we obviously can see ain't good for her, she will somehow remove herself from it and won't bear it all and be like, hey, look, yeah, I'm dealing with him because XYZ. And it has something to do with her own personal choice. I'm not saying that if the dude is a liar, he's obviously a liar to everybody. So if he's lying to you, then he's probably lying to us. So if he looks good to you, he's probably looking good to us as well. We're talking about when we know he ain't shit.
Okay. I think we're gonna go ahead and trying to transition, y'all. We got a couple topics to get through.
Shane.
Guys, it just Shane, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shane. Shane, you be sitting there so quiet. I'm sorry,
because I'm
man.
just listening to the
I apologize.
conversation. The reality of the situation is, so love bombing can happen both ways. It does not have a gender attached to it, right? But most of the time, it is guys who love bomb because they want something, but women do too, because they may want material things, like we call them gold diggers, right? We just have a different name for them. Okay. So what I'm saying is this. So normally, to answer your question, Sweeney, when a man love bombs you, depends on how long he's love bombing you. You fall in love with the idea. Women usually fall in love with the idea and they live in that delusion, like what it could have been, and you try to make up for it, right? Because one thing about women is we are emotional creatures. We fall in love. And sometimes we fall in love with that ain't shit nigga. We ain't figured out he was a shit until we done already fell in love and he got us. And now once you're in love, and men do the same thing, because I know y'all be falling in love with some trifling chicks too. Woman outside slashing your tire and you in love with her, you can't leave her. We all fall in love with somebody we shouldn't. Everybody has had a moment where they fell in love with somebody they shouldn't have fallen in love with, right? So once you're there, it is so hard for anybody to get out of it. I mean, the strong people who know themselves, like, you know what, I got to choose myself over this situation, and they're able to walk away to heal themselves. Or some people don't even do that. They just go to another relationship and then they just damage that relationship because they still people do it in different ways. But at the end of the day, the real issue is at that point, he already got her. He's already in her mind. He's already in her heart. And it's harder to walk away from a situation when that is the situation, because you fell in love with the idea. You're still holding on to it. And even though he's throwing all these punches at you, it's too late. I'm in love. And I want to, we all got that cousin. And this is the thing about it, right? When you're on the outside looking in, it's so easy for you to say, leave it alone. But I can tell you right now, you probably in a situation, or you've been in a situation where somebody did the same thing to you and you couldn't walk away. We have all been there. You cannot sit here and tell me we ain't all been there. We have been there. And it could look just a little different. It may not be love. It may be another situation in your life. Nobody is free of being in stupid situations that we shouldn't be in. We've all been victims. Now we learn from them. The goal is to be in that situation and never put yourself in that situation again. That's the goal. Some of us keep making the same mistakes over and over again. But to sit here, you're not being honest with yourself, to sit here and say that you've never been in a situation where you probably fell in love with the wrong person. And the goal is to learn from that situation and just never do it again. And I can sit here and say it's wrong all day long, but until that person feels like it's wrong and they get themselves out of it, it ain't nothing you can do.
I think what Sweeney and Hank are trying to say is that's all good and fine, but when you ask a guy, he's just gonna flat out tell you the truth, opposed to a woman that's gonna make up every reason around the sun why he is the problem, and she not saying, "Oh, well, why can't we just say, oh, I love him," or
oh yeah, for sure. Just say I love him.
yeah, we beat around the bush is what they saying.
Where it's like, even a guy, he would say, "Man, it's dog because I love her, bro, man. Yeah, I know she slashed my tires, man, but man, that's my baby mama. That's the kids of that's my baby mama." Or they'll tell you straight up why they're dealing with her. And the thing is, that's why it's so much easier for men to walk away, because we're honest about the situations that we're in, and that gives the men that we're around more context in how to get us out of it. So they would say, "Hey, so now once you tell me why you love that woman or why you there, now I can help you get out of it." Whereas with women, it's so much harder to do, because you won't. Because if you say everything is him, then how am I supposed to help you?
So I do think that for men, it is easier for them to walk away from a situation, right? But I think they hold on to it a lot longer than women do. Women, once we get over it, we over it. Y'all will take it out. The next bit, y'all be like, "I know, Mitch, I'm gonna just be out here popping." You will hold on to that one chick who did you dirty forever, and it's gonna control your life how you date from this point on. Y'all will hold on to some stuff. I mean,
Word.
even look at
yeah, you do. I mean, look at even learning from your mistakes. That's what that's called.
Yeah, but you don't have to damage everybody. So you can learn from your mistakes, but you don't. So this is the difference. Learn from your mistake and don't repeat the same mistake, right? But when you learn from your mistake,
that's exactly what we're doing. Look, I've been with that trash woman. I'm not. I've seen her type. I'm not going back to that type of woman. Just like I said, what I had to say. I'm not going to go in these trash areas and sit and hang out with trash people. I did that before. I didn't get a good results.
No, Hank. What she's describing is, she's saying that men are more likely to be jaded by a relationship to where we treat every woman after that some type of way. That's her claim.
I say this, and listen to what I'm saying. I say this because y'all can see a woman, but y'all sit here, "Oh, she got," it could be a 35-year-old woman, and I hear it all the time in the street, "Oh, she got all these bodies." Now you think all women got bodies because you met one that got bodies. Or y'all like to put all these people in one category just because of whatever. That's just, you're not even giving a woman a chance to prove herself. Y'all just be sitting here labeling.
You know what's crazy though? That's what I was gonna say. I don't deny that we do that. We most definitely do that, but no more than women do. We all do that. We all do that.
A little bit more.
Shay, my question for you is a woman wearing Spanx, is that love bombing too? I'm sick of this shit.
Hank, I would have to say this.
Hank,
I believe that if a woman, I do believe, look, y'all gonna hate me for this. When you wear too much makeup, because I've seen the videos where it'd be like, pow, and then she got the makeup on and she's like a totally different person. Love bombing, absolutely. When you look like if your makeup should just enhance what you have. If once you take your makeup off, you look a totally different person. Like if I see you on the street in the grocery store, I don't even recognize that as you.
Y'all got to stop using the psychological terms, because nobody, unless you have a degree in psychology, and you could diagnose somebody. Stop using these terms. This is not what love bombing means. We're talking about nothing. We got to stop. Y'all just lying to each other. We can move on, please.
I appreciate that, balance.
What was the love? I don't think is love bombing even a psychological. I think that's just added to the dictionary. Is it even? I don't think
it's a psychology term, and y'all all using it wrong. So
I haven't used it at all. I haven't used it at all, but I agree with you.
But we don't have to use the word love bombing. But whatever it is, the scenario. Listen, we don't have to use the word love bombing. But whatever it is, just take that word out of it. Whatever it is the scenarios that we're using are happening, whether we like it or not. And this is the conversation that we're having. Let's just take the word love bombing out of it and talk about
the word facade. Facade is a good word.
Okay. All right. Okay. I didn't really expect this first topic to get like this, man. Like apologies, timeout 305. I understand, you guys. Anyhow, hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel.
I don't want to be aggressive, so I'm quiet.
No, friend, don't let him scare you into silence. Say your stuff.
I'm just listening. I'm getting educated.
Who scared you into silence?
One of y'all, might be you. I don't know.
Oh,
Speak your
damn.
mind.
Is that the word you're going to use about me? Damn.
All right, let's go ahead and get to these super chats. Steppenwolf, $20 says salute Jay and the rest of the panel. Appreciate you, sir. Me University, $2 says pimps are known for catching runaways, outcasts. Shout out to my brother, DJ Hemp. This might be risky. $5 says salute to Jay on the panel. Sweeney onto something. It's a BS excuse for not having the options you want or getting approached by said options. The AP Accountability Partner, $5 says showing love to Lapeef extended family, much respect. Good conversation today. Steppenwolf, $5 said, what's a bomb to the ladies on the panel when they call men who doesn't make 100K broke? Me University again says why she's seen his good side. TD Jakes. And then lastly, AP Accountability Partner, $5 says, I got you, Shan. We absolutely what? You know, shout out to the young man. That's you, Balance. You got a bunch of kids over there. What's going on?
Shout out to
beautiful children.
Yeah, I got you, Shan. We absolutely do that. I would say ours is more extreme. No woman will ever get the same version of us. We learn and adapt. I want to thank everybody that has contributed to the platform so far. We got another one came in, says Big Bama 44199. We got your back, Big Dog Hink. Fist pump up, 100 emoji, laughing emoji. Salute to the panel. All right, let's go ahead and get to the next topic. Before we do, here's a message. Make sure I go ahead and click that link I just dropped. Go ahead and get your Sure Man Naturals. Let's get this beer game in order. Moving on to our next topic. Our next topic is the difference between honesty, transparency, and vulnerability. Let me go ahead and play this clip.
Person would tell you the truth if you asked them.
Right.
A transparent person will show you the truth if you just look. If you look, I will show you.
Yeah.
But a vulnerable person will offer you the truth and you never have to reach for it.
That's good.
And so you want to be able to be honest. But see, if we're in a marriage and I'm just honest with you, that's not enough.
No.
Because you have to know what to ask me.
Right. And so if I don't feel like I'm getting the answers because I never asked, I don't feel safe.
Then I'm technically not wrong here.
Right.
But like, if you look and you see something is wrong with my limp or my eyes right now, like my eyes. So my eye is low so you can see. And if you're looking, then I'll tell you like, this is going on with my eye, right? You're looking, you can see, so I'm showing you.
Yeah.
But vulnerability says you don't see what's going on in the internal. And I just want to tell you something that you don't know. And you wouldn't even know to ask, even on a good day.
Right.
So to be vulnerable is to offer. And that is risky.
It's so risky because you don't know what's going to come of that.
Absolutely.
As the person who's being vulnerable, you don't know what comes of it. Is that person going to shame you, ridicule you? Is it going to come back in another conversation?
All right. Let me go ahead. The difference between honesty, transparency, and vulnerability. Who wants to go first? Who's eager? Who agrees, doesn't disagree? Go ahead, Shan. I see you shaking your head. What's going on?
Listen, I wish I had that video yesterday because that was the entire conversation we were having last night, and I just did not have the words for it. But that video just summed it all up. I love that video. I think that that's the absolute truth. And I think a lot of people, especially if you're in a relationship, that makes a lot of sense. But they were talking about from a marriage standpoint. I would even say from a dating standpoint, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know where you want me to go with this, but I do like the video. I like I love the video. I like what he said.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to you, Shan. I
Yes,
got
please.
it. You like
And
the
I got
video.
you, I promise.
You came on and
Go ahead,
listened
One
to
Country.
the video. You want to go
I just
first?
needed that video. Like that video was awesome.
It was almost like she got full.
Listen, you don't even know the conversation I had last night. That video was on point, and I wish I had it the day before yesterday. But,
I feel like even though there's a difference between the three, they're also somewhat scaffold or like building blocks to each one of the next or steps. So they're definitely different. I agree. You can be honest with someone without being transparent or vulnerable. And sometimes honesty can also come off as being mean. That's what I've learned about myself. Being transparent is kind of like that halfway point where you're trying to see if this person, let me transparent with them and see how they react. And then you finally get to, if you can make it to vulnerability with someone, that's when you're taking that big risk, and then you're either going to take an L, or if you're with somebody that's good and understanding, a kind soul, a good person, they'll understand when you're being vulnerable with them and won't ball you up, laugh at you, and throw you in the garbage, Kobe style. So yeah, I think they're all very different, but one and the same, and you need one in order to progress to the other.
All right. Go ahead, Hank. What's wrong?
Kaya made some inflammatory statements, and a friend backed it up with that bullshit talking about she might be scared of me. So, it had me thinking of, another great philosopher, of Aaron Hall. And he said, don't be afraid. I'm as gentle as a kitten. So before I go and answer the question, I just had to put that shit out there. So
Hey, let's just fight. At this point, let's just fight. At this point.
I'm definitely not scared. But
I know that's right. But the answer to the question, the difference between honesty, transparency, and vulnerability, to me, there's not that much difference. If I'm honest with you, that means I'm showing my vulnerability by telling you the truth, however it comes out. And I'm being transparent on how I feel. So let me give you an example. If I see a heifer out here and I tell her, yeah, this ain't gonna work between me and you. You don't have no respect for me. Matter of fact, you did disrespectful to the point that you don't even respect my time, say with my son or my daughter. When I am with them, you always want to call me and nag me and ask me when I'm coming home, where I'm at and all that. And I told you already, I'm with my son. And me and my son need to have a conversation because he's got some things going on at school that me and him need to talk about. You know what I'm saying? He's dealing with a young lady that, that a long distance. So now I'm telling you the truth. I'm being transparent and I'm being vulnerable with you.
No, you want me to do that for you? I can pull the teacher out of me. That's not how that works. Can I go real quick?
No.
Okay.
So to me, I don't see that much of a difference between that. And so if I'm telling you and being honest with you and being upfront with you and being transparent, let you know what's going on and all that, and being vulnerable with you at the same time by telling you, hey man, I'm going through some shit, man. My grandfather passed away last year. I'm still dealing with it. I know it's been a year ago, but I'm still going through it. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm being honest and I'm being transparent, showing you where I stand and how I'm feeling. The emotions all over my face. So I don't see that much of a difference. But it's obvious Cookie's ready to go, so I'm gonna turn the mic over to her.
All right, before she go, like the definition of heifer is a young female cow that has not been born a calf. Go ahead.
So honesty. Hey, you overtalk people a lot. Transparency. You overtalk people a lot, and you did it to me the other day, or you did it to me just now. Vulnerability. You overtalk people. You did it to me just now, and that makes me feel like you don't care about what I have to say. That's the difference. That's how that builds up. That's scaffolding 101. So now, if you throw all that in the same sentence, yeah, you're doing all three. But the fact of the matter is, there's still three separate things. So that's all I wanted to say.
I think Cookie made a good point in terms of, as an adult, that should probably be the steps in which a relationship goes. Because you can be honest about a lot of things, but until a person is able to be in that with you, they won't truly understand. They won't know what to ask. So I think, whereas you'll have some people that start off backwards, you know, with the quote unquote love bombing, some people start at vulnerability, and then that's like, oh, all the questions to ask, it drops your defenses. But that right there, honesty, transparency, vulnerability, I think those are realistic steps if you're dating. You know what I mean? I didn't always start like that. And the vulnerable part is the hardest part, because then a lot of questions are going to come with that. So that's pretty much giving somebody agency over what scares you, what bothers you, your emotions. Like, when you're at that point, they know exactly what to say to piss you off or to hurt you or to make you feel good or to make you feel bad. You know what I mean? So I think that should be the last thing that you allow somebody to have a part of. You know what I mean? I think the first two would be tests. You're trying to see if they even have the ability to handle honesty. Because people could be honest all day long, but if you don't know what questions to ask, like I always used to joke. I remember I put a post on Facebook. I was like, when you going out on a first date, like for my homegirls, I was like, when you going on a first date, ask a dude like, yo, are you getting married on Friday, and do you have a baby on the way? I'm being funny, but some of their situations, it was crazy stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get Melissa.
I agree with both Jay and Cookie. I think it's all the same. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's easier to be honest with somebody. That's easy. Then when you cross over into the transparency or being transparent, that it gets a little bit harder. And being vulnerable for some people is damn near impossible. So you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's all the same. It just depends on like your maturity level and the way that you communicate, whether or not it's like easier or more difficult for you.
So I thought that's what I said. What the fuck is any different from what I
I
said?
agree with you too,
Absolutely
King.
not, sir.
Okay, I agree with
God
you
damn.
too. Let me add your name in the
You
number.
just want to disagree with me. Is that what it is?
No, I agree with you too. I don't. Since we can't fight,
Welcome to the dark side. Welcome to the
Let me
dark side. I don't know why Cookie want to fight. Got to step outside. I see.
I'm not trying to
All right,
fight. I'm
balance.
just being educated. I'm educating y'all on the different, that scaffolding is real. There's levels to this shit. That's where all that comes from. Honesty leads to transparency, leads to vulnerability. You can't all come out in one sentence, but with you, Hank, the way you described it, that just wasn't it, because the vulnerability was missing.
I got you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I just
Balance.
heard a
How's
lot
this
of
topic? You
I
like this
heard a
one?
lot of honesty
You
that
like
could
this
have
one?
been taken as, why is he killing he mean? Because when you're dealing with a woman, that's all she gonna hear. Listen, you ain't it. Okay, we get that. Honesty can be mean sometimes. But when you roll over into the transparency, you told her why. but then you didn't tell her how her not being it made you feel. That's the vulnerable part me, Jay, and Shan were talking about. You have to be able to get there, and you might be able to fix that situation opposed to just stopping at transparency. And if she knows how it makes you feel, then that's a completely different conversation. But some people like I can't say that, Malicia, it's so small, said some people just are not, does not compute. They can't get to that level. It's not in them. They're just so shelled in. I dealt with that recently, so it is what it is. But I'm just saying, Hank, you too cool of a dude to not know what vulnerability is. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just educating today. I'm tired, but I'm just educating.
I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
Go ahead.
Did he say balance? I'm sorry. I think so. It's just levels, different levels. Honest is like, y'all basically already said it for me. Basically, you guys answered it for me. So vulnerable is the last level, but yeah, it's just levels, layers.
All right, Flanny.
I think pretty much everybody hit the nail on the head, especially Cookie with her example. My thing is, do we actually want somebody to be 100% transparent and vulnerable?
I
I
do.
mean, I guess, yeah, I guess if you're trying to build with them, if you're trying to truly build with them, you do, because you want to know what you're dealing with. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know the degree of somebody's trauma. You know what I mean? We all have our trauma. We all have our stuff that we came from that brings us to where we are today. So that stuff is important because you can assess people, you can prepare differently. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I know if somebody was never taught basic things by their parents, or maybe their parents weren't even there, you know, they were raised by a grandmother or they were raised by aunts. It's different, you know, structure is different, discipline is different. So you want to know if you're dealing with a person like that, because then you'll know, okay, I need to handle our budget, or okay, I need to take control of these things because this is stuff that they may be insecure about telling me that they don't know how to do. You know, so you definitely want to be prepared if you truly care about somebody. If it's something, you know, what is it, situationships, and yeah, you may not want to get that deep. I don't want to hear about that shit, you know.
I beg to differ. I don't think a lot of, I know what's right. And Jay, what you described is what is the right thing to do. But I think if you start to talk to people, I don't think they want people to be 100%. I don't think they understand what 100% transparency actually looks like. What level of honesty that actually comes with. Like imagine being a woman and your man comes home and tells you, this job is truly draining me and I don't want to do it no more. And to be transparent says, I'm going to quit. I don't know exactly where I'm going to go from here, but I can't do that anymore. Now, granted, she's going to have questions after that, but does she really want to hear that?
I
Or
was just about to say, I feel bad for men. Like, women have more. Y'all don't crucify me. I'm not trying to be a pick me. I'm just looking at it from a sociology standpoint. Men don't have as much of a luxury to be vulnerable. That's why they're so picky about who they spend the rest of their life with. And with that being said, when y'all find somebody you can be vulnerable with, stop playing with them. You know what I'm saying? Keep them close. But anyway, I feel bad for y'all because it's like y'all can go through a situation, be honest, like, damn, I'm tired. I'm tired of these people at work. And then you can be transparent by saying so and so did this and did that. And then the vulnerability is like you're depressed, you're mentally drained, and then and women, some of us, not all of us, because I know a bunch of good women are like, well, what's wrong with you? Da, 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 da. Like, you need to suck it up. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to make sure their lifestyle stays the way that it is. And this man is stuck in a vulnerable state where he tried to tell you that this job was depressing him and you wasn't trying to hear it. So that is a very dangerous place for men to be in. And I completely agree. But like I said before, man, when y'all find somebody you can be vulnerable with and listen, make sure you keep them close, even if it's just as a friend. Like, because that's rare. And I've seen it. I've grown up around women. It is rare for a woman to be like, oh, this man's really hurt and actually care. You know what I mean? So
And notice how, and I don't know if y'all can see the chat, right? Notice how I described people don't necessarily want 100% transparency or vulnerability. And then I gave an example. And it was immediately considered trauma dumping. Why is that? Why would it be considered?
because you a man. That's why.
I appreciate your honesty, Cookie.
I think you need to be vulnerable, like what you just explained, because in that scenario you explained, you can make a plan for that. Like, this job is killing me. It's killing me slowly. Every day I walk in here, it's like swallowing glass. You know what I mean? Like, you can make a plan for that. Okay, we're gonna be okay, but this is what we have to do either before you quit, or can you hang on for 2 more months? And then we put these things in place so that you can do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, you can put a plan in place to cushion, you quitting or looking for another job or going into another profession. You could put a plan in place. Whereas if you just don't confess that or don't disclose that, and then one day you just snap and you do it when you're in a point like, damn, this was the exact worst time to do that. There was no plan. You snapped. You slapped a couple people at work before you left. Now you got a damn charge. Like, you know what I'm saying? You never know where, if you put it out there, things can be aligned so that the blow that you may take would be less.
And man, that's how y'all know what y'all and who y'all got. Because if it get to the point her face get twisted up just because you expressing something, like, get up out of there.
Last thing, because the good part of a relationships, it's not the pretty stuff. It's not the fucking beautiful wigs, the nice fucking eyelashes, the lips, the sex. That's not the best part of relationship. It's the crust of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's that, okay, Sweeney, you sleepwalk and you wake up in the middle of the night and break $600-700 worth of shit. You know what I'm saying? Where your girl will get up, move all that shit out the way, so you'll wake up, swing at some shit, go back to sleep. She'll wake up and move that shit out the way because she knows that when you sleepwalk, you start knocking shit over. Little stuff like that, that's love. You know what I mean? It's not the cute shit. Oh, look, we look cute together. The fucking Instagram pictures where we look like we related because we so good looking. Like, that shit ain't important. It's the crust of motherfuckers. You peeing on the floor in the middle of the night and her just wiping that shit up real quick and not even telling you. You know what I'm saying? That's love.
So I said this shit before, and I'm gonna say it again right now. These women don't give a goddamn about your black ass, fellas. They don't give a shit about you. You can't even be vulnerable with the heifers. You do, you're gonna look so weak and pathetic. And they be ready to cut your ass.
Some of the women say
some. Yeah, Hank, that's
women do not give a shit about you. No, don't correct me. I don't need to be corrected.
That's not true.
I do not need to be corrected. Let me stand on and let me down this motherfucker here by my goddamn self then. They don't give a shit about you.
Hank, that's not
Most
true,
of them
bro.
don't give a goddamn about your black ass. They don't. You're a clutch purse. You're a necessary evil. If I need you, I'll carry you.
What?
If I don't, I'll put you away. They don't give a shit about you. If you can't be vulnerable
Them
with a
men
woman,
hurt.
that's a goddamn problem. If I can't be transparent and honest with a woman, that's a goddamn problem. That lets me know you rather live a lie than hear the goddamn truth than live on, heifers.
Hank, that's not true.
I agree with you on that. But every woman don't
I didn't say
I
every
don't think
woman.
every woman don't care.
I didn't say every woman.
No, I'm just saying. Listen. I come in peace. I agree with you.
Right on.
But I'm saying that some
Welcome to the
women
dark
really
side.
genuinely do care about men. Like I get it. Some women got fucked up ways, fucked up mentalities. They do fucked up things. You can come home from a hard day of construction working. All you want to do is take a shower and eat, and you want to look at football. You want to do whatever you want to do. You don't want to hear shit. But of course, you got some women that don't give a fuck about what you was doing at work. That I get that. Nobody's knocking that. But however, it's like here and here. It's neck and neck with it. Because a woman that works hard too, her nigga ain't doing shit. He coming. Oh, so I heard you ain't answer the phone on your lunch break. But it's neck and neck. So I get where you coming from. But good God Almighty, now.
And here's the problem with what Hank said, right? And I've always had a problem with people speaking in absolutes or speaking in general, right? If you reference people I don't think people don't give a shit about you. Because if you just talk about should a woman give a shit about men on the streets or men in general, I think most people are indifferent to those that are indifferent to everyone else. You know what I mean? Yes, you care about yourself, you as a person, but you mostly indifferent to the world around you. But I can't sit here and say the woman that women don't give a shit about the men that they start relationships with. That's just simply not true, especially in the majority. That we gotta stop with that, because that's a dangerous thing to say about women in general. Because if any of these women get on this panel and say these niggas don't give a fuck about us, that'll be wrong of us. Because then every last one of us will jump up and be like, nah, I care about now granted, we may care about the woman that we have, but to say that men that they don't give a shit about you is just simply not true. Obviously, we all are indifferent to those. Obviously, we are indifferent to those that aren't in our immediate circle or things like that. So when you look out into the world, you're indifferent because, okay, you got your own shit going on. I got my own shit going on. So I can only worry about the shit that I got going on. But as far as like when we get in these personal relationships and stuff like that, to say that they don't give a shit about you is simply not true.
So it's obvious we don't listen. You never heard me say all. Y'all never heard me say all.
But you said say most. And that's speaking in general. I said generality.
I said most. I didn't say all. That means that's inclusive. I found me a lady who does care about me, who does accept me for my transparency, my honesty, and my vulnerabilities. I didn't say all.
Your opening
Come on now. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
Your opening statement, though, was
I understand. Look, I understand what I said, and I said what I said. I know why I said it. Because it's us. Look, we see it all the day on these panels. Y'all look at your goddamn mammy. I bet your mammy like that. Dog walked your damn daddy. And you sit back there and watch it and learn from the shit. I'm sure they out there. Aunties and cousins and all that. Man, we see it. We can't act like it's not happening.
That wasn't directed towards me, right?
No, man.
No, he didn't. He didn't say.
Oh, I was about to say, boy, you a damn lie. But okay, I digress. I digress. Oh, if you was directing that towards me, yeah, it was about to get real bad.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and get it back on track. Let's go ahead and get it back on track.
I don't beat around the bush.
Get back on track.
I'm a direct person.
Well, Hank, you did start off by saying these women, and no, you did not. I never claimed that you said all, but then you did use the term most, and that to me would be untrue. I don't think most women don't give a shit about the men in their lives. I don't think that's the case. Just like I don't believe that most men don't give a shit about the women in their lives. Now, there may be different levels of tolerance. There may be different levels of things you may be willing to deal with. However, to say they don't give a shit about the people in their lives is simply not true. Speaking for the majority of people. If most people didn't give a shit about the people in their lives, we would be living in a totally different world.
Come on, Sweeney. I said they don't give a damn about you. But I understand, brother. Go ahead.
Shannon, did you answer this?
I think I agree with everybody. Everybody. I think that if you are dating for intent, the goal is to be vulnerable. It is to be transparent, honest, and vulnerable. If you out here in these streets just living it up, you probably just gonna be honest. Whenever spoken to, I'll give you the answer when you ask, right? But if you are intentional, you will want that person to be wholeheartedly honest and vulnerable and transparent, and you the same. Just different levels of commitment, different levels of a relationship. And maybe that's how you can determine which relationship you have, how serious he is with you by those levels and vice versa.
Okay, I like that, Shannon. So, hey, you guys just tuning in. Welcome to Lapeef-ing Sundays. Make sure we hit that like button and also make sure you subscribe to the channel. Do we need to get HR? Any her feelings reports need to be filled out at this time?
Oh, well, I do want to say this really quick because there's a trend going on TikTok where men and women are doing this trend where they're telling you to test to see if you could be safe with your partner, if you could be vulnerable with your partner by telling them a lie to see if they will throw it back in your face. So you're going to be fake vulnerable with them. You're going to make up something that's crazy and then see if they, like, my father never loved me and I'm insecure about that. And then you see if they throw it in your face. And then the majority of the people said that the person always threw it back in their face. So they found out that they couldn't be vulnerable and safe with that person. And it didn't work out. So, I mean, there are ways to find out if you could be vulnerable because you can't be vulnerable with everyone. Men and women alike will throw it in your face. It's not a gender thing. I don't know why we get so stuck in the gender war thing. But you just have to see if you could be vulnerable with this person. We're people. I'm gonna leave it there.
Appreciate that balance. Making everybody aware of this trend that's going on and how it may play out in your household. So y'all make sure y'all stay alert and attentive. We appreciate that balance for debriefing us. Y'all good? Y'all okay? Okay. Kai, it's okay to speak now. It's okay to be yourself. This is a safe place. You don't have to worry about anything going on moving forward.
No, I'm good. I'm handling timeout stuff while I'm listening and doing this. So multitasking.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna come to you twice on this next topic. Okay. So just make sure you be alert and attentive on that. Okay. Thanks for your openness, your transparency, being honest, and being vulnerable all at the same time. What's that you was doing? I don't know if it'll do it for me, but yeah. There you go. Whole bunch of love over here. Let's see what we get. Keep sex out of it. Confusing situationships and lust for love. Let me go ahead and play this clip. This is coming from a She Critique. Chicken Mike actually had spoke on this, and if you did miss the beginning, the opening, that was the whole conversation of that clip, but we're just gonna play a snippet of it just for context. Here we go.
And you heard me say in the past that we got to give the elders credit because they were right. They tried to tell us all this shit in the beginning.
Okay.
They said, keep sex out of it. Right? They keep sex out of it. Do not get to know someone on a personal level, on a spiritual level, and that's the way relationships are supposed to be done. We don't keep sex out of it, right? And then you'll have situationships and lust, and that you're confusing for love, but then you love the person, but not in a way that's genuine enough to feel like you have that epiphany as a man to marry them. So
Be responsible for them.
exactly. So with men, it's kind of weird because the women will be like, well, if you love me, marry me. Well, it's not that simple. I stopped asking all the important questions once we started having sex. So now I just want to keep having sex. And then I realized that you are a good woman. Then we moved in together. Then I'm getting everything I was supposed to get in the marriage, but I'm still frightened of marriage because of some of your behavior. And it literally becomes a situation where he's too he feels too strong about you to let you go, but he's too much of a coward to marry you. And it's sex that started it. It's us in sinning that started the whole thing off to begin with. So the elders were right. You got to know someone before all of that. And you'll notice for some reason when men don't have sex with women while they're dating or courting or whatever, they marry them extremely fast. They marry them women in 6 months to a year. Probably because they're trying to get the draws. But you know what I'm saying? They ask all the right questions.
Sometimes.
They ask all the right questions. They know if they want to be there or not. Their head is clear. I'm just saying.
That's true. I mean, for the most part. You know, some men don't stick around for the 6 months to even get to know. That's the crazy thing about it. They just don't.
All right, let's go ahead and hop into it, man. Confusing situationships and lust for love. We'll go ahead and start with you first, Kai. What are your thoughts about that, man?
Well, I said this on the first show we attended that now people date backwards. That's what I was talking about. I said that and I was like, nobody ain't believe me, but here it is. A man is actually saying this. If I want to get to know you for you, I don't want to include sex. I don't want to think about sex. I don't want to have a conversation about sex. Hell, I don't even want to watch a sexual movie. I want to get to know you. I don't care about you spending no money. We can go to the beach. We can sit on the wall, sit on a towel, eat sandwiches. I don't care. I want to get to know you. But I said this before, and y'all ain't believe that this is what's going on. But again, when the guys that's on this panel may be married, y'all, half of y'all married, half of y'all dating, y'all are not like that. But when you are in a situation where this is what's going on, people in the comments thought I was playing. This is what's going on in the dating pool today. People date backwards. It's sex. Then I'm going to get to know a little bit about you just to get the cookie, and then I'm gone. It to me is not I won't say it's 100% a woman's fault because she don't know that man's intention. He comes in acting like he want to really get to know her. Oh yeah, I want to know. Yeah, you say what you do? I'm going to ask you every question out the sun and the moon. Do you believe in getting married? What's your goals? Do you go to church? How you are with your kids? Like how you discipline your kids? I'm going to ask you all these questions, but some of these people and women, because I'm not going to only put it on men and women, they don't care about asking questions. They want what they want. I said this before.
All right, don't forget about asking them about what type of hot water you make as well.
Oh, yep, that too.
All right, go ahead, Melissa. What are your thoughts about it?
I'm the worst person to ask about this because being delusional be so fun sometimes. It just be so fun to just sit up there, you having sex, you feel like you in love and all that good stuff. So I'm the worst person to ask. But yeah, ask somebody else because like right now, I'm just not a good person to ask about it.
Hold on, I kind of missed that. So you saying that you're intentionally so you know what's going on, but you still participate?
I think we all know what's going on. Like we all know what's going on. You know, you just met them, man. You know that sex is good. You know it feels like love. You know all your hormones are all mixing. Like you know, you just don't care in that moment because it feels good. So.
Well, at least we're having an honest conversation, Swinging. So this is what we want.
Oh, I'm
we want
always
to be able
honest.
to.
I don't know what Sweeney be
hell
talking about. I don't know what Sweeney be talking about.
Hell no, I'm not letting y'all get away with that shit.
I'm always funny, sweetie. I don't know what you're talking about.
You was just earlier talking about but he loved by me and I didn't
I ain't
really
saying that feel
know.
good.
And, oh my good, no, you did not say, man. The reason why was because the sex feel good. As soon as I said that, everybody's face is scrunched up. Now all of a sudden, now we want to be
Sweetie,
honest about the.
all you
Come
heard was
on,
sex
man.
out of everything I just said. So when you ask
Nah,
me why I'm with him, you want me to just say, okay, I was being dumb. I was being delusional. That's what you want me to say.
absolutely. I would much rather that than you say, oh, he loved behind
But
me.
he
Therefore,
did. That's true too.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
That's true too. He
mm-mm.
did.
Now hold on, Sweeney. You was just up here caping and saving it, motherfuckers.
Man,
Now
bro,
you
I'm an equal opportunity. I'm an equal opportunity.
that's some bullshit, Sweeney.
Bounds, you want to say something? Did you raise your hand?
Unbelievable.
Bounds, just raise your hand. Oh, okay. All right. So we're gonna come back to you. Just let those comments marinate for a little bit. Go ahead, Jay.
You cut out. You said me?
Jay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I think culture controls a lot of these situations. I'm not sure, like Trigger Mike, I'm not sure if that was statistics that he was quoting, whereas they say when sex doesn't occur during dating, there's a higher chance that the people end up married or a man marries a woman. I'm not sure of that. I can imagine that you would definitely learn the person more. You would know more about them and it would veer you into that, but I'm not sure,
Hey,
if what he was saying was based on like statistics or something that he read. But I think the culture just controls how we deal with each other. Even as young men, like we could truly like a girl or a woman, but for some reason it's almost like internally we felt like it was wrong for us having those feelings, whether it was our friends, whether it was the music we were listening to, what I mean? Everything veered us toward, and this is just as young, impressionable men, the circles you're around, the environment you're around, it made you feel like you were a sucker for actually having true emotions towards a female, so you ran away from what you felt. You know what I mean? So dealing with somebody in that environment, you're gonna crash and burn. Like nothing good is gonna come from that. You get older, hopefully you get older and your mindset changes and you're able to be honest about what you feel and convey those feelings and build on something. But initially we weren't allowed to, we were shunned to. It was like, oh, you old sucker for love ass nigga. We were ridiculed for those real feelings that we had. And so they never got built upon. I'm trying to think I think I did, me personally, when sex was delayed. I would say delayed. It's not like it just didn't happen. When it was delayed, I would say I've learned a lot more about the person. We did different things that didn't involve sex that, got us closer together. So then when the sex did come into the equation, it was a good relationship. And obviously it didn't last. I'm not married, but I think it was more fruitful when sex was delayed in the situation. But the culture that we're in now, you have women telling women, shit, get that shit up front so you know that dick is good. And then we'll figure out, what this nigga credit score is, how he treat his kids, et cetera, et cetera. Like that's the culture that is being promoted to them.
Can I ask you a follow-up question, Jay? Sorry.
Sure.
Have you ever, and this is an honest question, have you ever dated a woman where there was no sex? Like you said delayed, but where it wasn't any sex, period?
Maybe once.
And what happened with that?
It didn't go anywhere because it was at a time when, it eventually fizzled out because it was at a time where I kind of was like, what am I here for? You know, I felt like I was being used to an extent. You know, I
Was you
felt like
buying her stuff or something?
yeah, we were dating. I was fronting the bill for a lot of things, you know, and at that time my mindset was like, and of course the environment surrounding me, I'm like, you know, is this normal, or you know, should I stick it out? And it was like, you need to figure out if she really likes you. You need to figure out if she's not having sex because that's, you know, an ideology, or if this is just something she's going to get all she can get without giving anything. And it didn't necessarily have to be sex, but in that situation we never had sex, and it just fizzled out. And
Okay,
I
so
felt like, you know, I was being used.
okay. All
So
right.
so kind of add on to what Jay said, because he said he doesn't know where Trigger Mike pulled the info from. What's interesting was that while we was watching it as the show was getting started, I looked it up, and they did say that people who tend to wait for marriage, their marriages tend wait till marriage, their marriages tend to last a little bit longer, have a higher chance. The only problem with that is that we have to understand that people who would wait till marriage are also grounded in something else that attributes to marriages lasting longer. They're grounded in maybe by religion or something like that, or cultural, you know what I mean, or culture. The problem that we have a lot of times is that people want to withhold sex for marriage, i.e., until you give me this, I'm not going to give you XYZ. And it's for their own reasoning, but it's not grounded in a lot of things. So we have to understand that when we're talking about those people who in their marriages stand the test of time because they waited, understand that those people might be grounded in something bigger than just waiting for marriage. Just wait, you know what I mean, holding off sex for marriage. They're grounded in religion or some type of faith base or culture, what have you. So keep that in mind when we talk about that. Because a lot of the times I think when we talk about waiting, we aren't serious people. You holding out for your own selfish reasons. Maybe somebody in your past did you wrong, so you're like, well, I'm not going to do it again. That's not being grounded to the point, because your marriage may not last if that's the kind of level that you're coming into it with.
I feel like it depends on the person that you're with. And I say that because I was minding my own business, and I started talking to somebody, and it was all hunky dory. There was a long wait because this person was long distance, right? And when it finally happened, everything was cool. Wait. And if you've got a person that's just not, that has no trust and no desire, or just when we were talking about the vulnerability part, no vulnerability to them at all. It's nothing that you can do, whether it's hold out, be their best friend, it doesn't matter. You just have to vet the person better, and that's on me. But as far as I call cap on the keep sex out of it, because it just all depends on who you with. Like, I know people that have been married 18 years and he smashed at the club on the first night. They happily married with kids. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's the regional thing, but I think I call cap on the ticker. That's all.
All right, we'll go back to you.
JR, you be muting yourself before you tell us who you want to go to.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm doing it off this computer. Shan, I'll go back to you. Is that better?
You said me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I do so first and foremost, I know that I think it was Cookie who said it. I don't think it's women, I think it's us. I think we are the problem here. I think we are the problem. I think that we give it up way too easily. We don't wait it out. You know, it may feel good. There's no reason to. I mean, you got bullets, flowers, petals. You got all these other options, right? I'm sorry, I'm just being honest.
What do you mean
So
flowers? What are you saying, Shane? What do you mean when you say
what I'm
flowers?
saying to you is you don't have to rush to have sex with this man. You can get to know him, right? It's not working in our favor. It's not working. That's why most of us are not married. We tried it this way. It's not working. Go back to the drawing board and try something else. It is us. We have to stop being so easy in these relationships. We know that at this point, YouTube is available. We know they want sex, right? So why are you giving them what they want and you're not getting what you want? Only one person wins in this situation, and that's them. So it's our fault. Because at the end of the day, you're not getting what you want. You're just not. And before you, they're not.
What?
No. So you're living in la la land to be held at night. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you walk away with a broken heart.
So
you're
you
not
think,
in the situation.
So if you get sex and he getting sex, how are you not getting what you want? You wanted it, else I wouldn't able to get it.
I agree with Hank on that.
hold on, Hank, it goes even deeper than that. It goes even deeper than that. But you know what though? I get it because they're talking from a woman perspective. So you mean to tell me women are just giving it up too easy, that they're getting nothing out of the deal whatsoever?
So listen, look. This is my theory. So women don't like to be honest about this situation, okay? Because freak nasty wins in the end in the dating game these days, okay? The freakier you are, the more attention you get. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it ain't like that at all. Half of them we sit here and talk about it ain't even had a happy ending in years. You didn't do it, okay? I'm sorry to bust it to you, but it maybe the process was fun. But maybe she like you holding her and at the end of the night she don't want you're a body next to her, you give her all the fuzzies, she's like, oh, she's excited about somebody to see tomorrow, you're like something to do, okay? But at the end of the day, it is not working for us. That's something you can push to the side, because if you're getting all of these things, you fall in love with this guy, he's getting all the benefits of you, and you walk away with absolutely nothing. His part is to be over you, you are his responsibility, right? He's your security, he's your protector. Y'all ain't even getting that. He go home, he protects you one day out of the week when he see you and bust down and leave. You understand what I'm saying? What are you getting out of the deal? I'm sorry to have to say it. I'm not. This is a great Sunday, dear Lord. Please bless my mouth. But it's just honesty. You're not getting anything out of it. What are you getting out of the deal? Being on Instagram halfway naked, showing your body. Now everybody thinks you're a floozy. What are you getting out of this? Like, I don't understand women and how we're thinking. We're so much smarter than this. We are smarter than this. It is not working. The way we're doing things right now, it is not working in our favor. It is not.
I think it just depends. I think it depends on your end. Can I speak, please, before you go ham? Because I know you are. All I was saying, it also depends on your end goal. I'm the type of person that I don't believe in wasting time. Like, I don't believe.
So, God, listen, let me just tell you this. Let me just tell you this. What I am saying to you is, I'm not saying you should enjoy the moment with your mate, right? I just don't think that sex for women is the same thing as sex for men. I think you need to have more value about what you allow into your body. And you're absolutely right, Cookie. Everybody has different end goals. You may be in a time in your life where you don't want to be married, but for the most part, most women do. Let's just
no. What I was saying was, it's not that some women don't want to get married. Me as an individual cell and a soul, I don't believe in any time spent with another person if it was good and there was no toxicity, whether it ended with a relationship, a marriage, or whatever, or just friends, or if it was a dead cutoff. For me, if the experience wasn't, even if it was bad, I don't believe that time was ever wasted and that you leave with nothing. You always leave with experience, and you always leave with knowledge of things that could have changed or done wrong, or the development of your catalog of what types of people that you've dealt with and the signs of these type of people. So you're not necessarily leaving with absolutely nothing. And just like Hink is about to say, you got smacked down, then you probably liked that. I'm not going to go that far and say all of that, but I'm just saying I don't believe, even when relationships end, that it was ever a waste of my time. I think that is a very negative and sad way to see stuff.
I,
That's just all I had to say.
I got one question for you, Shane.
Mm-hmm.
And I see what you're trying to say. What percentage of men would you say that you gave it up to and you got nothing in return, or they didn't have to do anything to get it?
Well, I've been I work a little different. So let me just tell you something about me. I don't understand the way people just give it out. I've never been that chick, so I'm probably the wrong person to ask that to. I'm usually in a relationship, so this is how I am. But what I see, and this is not even just me, I've seen it through my social circle, the women that I've dated, talked to, people who are comfortable for going bed to bed for whatever reason, right? And I have to say, what satisfaction do you like? Like that's, I think that there's something wrong with that. That's just me.
All right, even if you're talking about those women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard. Because the thing is, we never see the other side. So all you see is her coming back and telling you stories about her sescapades. But what like? Because I don't know.
That she should be able to open her legs for a dinner at wherever the restaurant is. The fancy.
No,
restaurant.
what I'm saying is that
what
I'm saying is from a male perspective, and every man up here can attest to this. We inherently have to do something to get ass for the most part. For just that alone, you automatically like now. Granted, depending on the price you put on it, it is what it is. If marriage is the price, then marriage is the price. But to say that women get nothing, no, you get exactly what you wanted out of it. He did what he did to give you what you wanted, to be able to be willing to give it up to him, whatever that may be. But you got what you wanted. It ain't like you just like, because if that's the case, then women will be giving it up to every single man that solicits sex from them, and they don't. They tell most men no. Most men, they tell no. So the ones that they're saying yes to, they're getting something in return for it.
So what I'm saying to you is, for most part, I cannot speak for all women because this is not one size fit all. Most women who have something going, for themselves, they see a relationship in this man. They want commitment. They possibly even, unless it's something happened and it fizzles out, they possibly want commitment out of this man, right? Nobody does it just to be doing it, right? If you go and look, I saw a video where people are in sexless relationships because women will use sex to get their relationship. And once you're in a marriage, then it fizzles away, right? So I say, if you that horny, why did it stop when you got marriage? You understand what I'm saying? Because if it meant that much to you, it would never stop. So what I'm saying to you is, women usually, for the most part, not all women, because you have some women who are free-spirited or whatever. For the most part, if a woman is with you and she finally gives it up to you because she likes you, she really does like, and she wants to be with you. She can lie to you and say, no, baby, because she thinks that's what you want to hear, because she just, hopefully one day you'll get there. But most women want to be with the people that they are with, they have sex with. They want it to be to end in something, and it's not.
I think women need to learn how to take L's though. Like, that could be an end result, but that don't mean you left with nothing. That's just all that I'm saying. Like,
well, I know you're saying
why
you
does it have to be like end all be all? Oh God. It
okay, so what I'm saying to you is, you're absolutely right. There is a lesson to be learned. So they did come out with you learn a valuable lesson if that's what you want to do. But what about a blessing? How about blessed with marriage? Not a baby and a baby mama, not being, all of this stuff that's going along, being ran through because, went from relationship to the relationship, all these relationships, right? How the happy ending is being with a person, having a man say, this is my woman and I'm responsible for her. This is my for life companion. This is what, the utmost respect. I want this woman to wear my last name. We're not getting that.
Right.
Most of us are not getting it.
I think that's why women should serious.
Can I answer the thing? So I mean,
Women shouldn't
I had the
stereotype,
opportunity.
and that's
I would love the opportunity
Yeah.
to answer, please.
Go ahead.
I thank you guys.
Go
Thank you
ahead.
for being generous and allow him to have his input. Keep the sex out of it. Look here, man. Ladies, if you require marriage, you need to let it be known you require marriage. Why are you holding it? Why are you keeping it to yourself? If that's what you stand on, then stand on it. If that's your standards, make it be known to that man you're dealing with. Now, if you're gonna sit there and hold out, and you come find out this man's sex drive, you can't keep up with it, what are you willing on doing? Are you gonna supplement the cheeks? Are you gonna be willing to step your sex game up to the point where you can keep up with him 5 to 6 to 7 days a week? What are you gonna do? Now, if you know up front what he can do and that's what he likes and that's what he's into, now you have an idea. This ain't gonna work. Or else I'm about to step my game up. One of the two. Keep sex out. So you want men to be dry dick? That's cool. But let me tell you what them men gonna do. Just like what you say, Shan. I said it before. We'll go to your neighbor. We'll knock it down till you ready to give it up. And then when you decide to give it up, don't get mad. And my friend Jay said, love bomb you. After we got what we want, we're gonna keep it moving. Because more like you probably wasn't worth us waiting this long for. The most ain't up to my goddamn standards. So now I waited for this shit.
So you base your relationship off the sex. That in itself is if a woman is great to you, because you can reciprocate. What I'm saying to you is you can. I'm not saying a man should walk away with nothing. You should be doing things for that man that can make up. You should definitely show him. Maybe go and take him out. There are things you can do to show him that you are interested in him besides having sex with him. I'm not saying men should just be taking the L in the situation. Maybe don't even go take his money. We can go to whatever it is that makes him feel comfortable so he can know that you're in it and you want to reciprocate. It doesn't always have to be sex. But my thing is this: if I'm with you and for a extended period of time and you have sex with me and you leave because of the sex, that's crazy to me, because you value sex so much that it's over the character, the person I am to you, all the hard times that I had your back on, all of these good things and these qualities I brought to your life. Because the point is to add value to your life, not just in the bedroom, but on a daily basis. That's an issue with you.
The only problem with that.
No, don't. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
I already allowed her to interrupt me. So to sit there and say, let me help you out again, Shan. I forgive you, ma'am. I forgive you. It's Sunday. Again, I'm gonna help you out and learn something. You give me your body is a way for you showing us love, Shan, in case you didn't know that.
Oh, I do.
Unless you want to give us your money, and we know y'all not doing that.
Oh, I don't mind taking care of my.
Okay, I appreciate you allowing me.
I like gifts. I like gifting. That's one thing about me. I like to
I appreciate you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. But
that's
not the norm. That's not the norm. So you know your way, giving us intimacy. That's the way you showing us that how much you care about it, how much you love us, how much you appreciate us. By you giving us intimacy. Just like we give you ladies what you want. The love, the gifts, like you said, all of those things and appreciation. That's our way of showing you, because that's what you expect from us. Just like we looking for. Why do you think when they talk about, well, I go out to dinner, I want some cheeks after the meal? That's what men expect. That don't mean it's always going to happen, but that's not. I promise that's an expectation in the back of their mind. They want them goddamn cheeks. Give it up. Don't be scared.
The only problem with how we're talking about this is we're trying to use sex as a negotiation tactic for marriage. And as long as if it's gonna be grounded in that, it will never work. There ain't no sex on this planet that men would like enough to be like, I'm going to marry and risk all of that for that. If you're gonna weaponize sex for marriage, it would never work. That's the reason why when I brought up that statistic earlier, those people are more than likely grounded in something bigger than just sex. We sitting over here trying to negotiate sex for marriage that's not going to work. So you say, oh, well, I'm not going to have, I believe in marriage before sex. Are you willing? And the thing is that, because think of it this way. If marriage was as important as y'all claim it to be, there's plenty of guys that are willing to marry you. If marriage is that important, why is it that he is the one that gets the sex before marriage then? If marriage is so important, because you like him for a whole lot more than just wanting to marry him, because that's not your goal. Your goal is you want him, and then you want that to turn into marriage. So, but you're not going to be able to weaponize weaponize sex for marriage. That's not going to work in that situation. He's going to be like, he's going to do what he does. And then he's, like King said, he's going to get the sex, and then he's going to bounce, because that was your goal to begin with. You thought you can go in and say, I'm holding out for marriage. And he was going to say, okay, I'll marry you before I have sex with you.
That's not, I think I'm not trying to weaponize sex for marriage. All I'm saying is what we're doing now is not working. We 52% of Black women are not married. The way we're moving right now, it's not working for us. We have to go back to the drawing board. Ideally, if I'm with a man and I love him, I want to give him sex, right? I want to. That is a want. I like to please my man, right? But what I'm saying is this way we're doing things, we got to change it up, because we're giving out benefits and they're just, the benefits are just being taken, and there's nothing solid, no commitment in the end. That's all I'm saying. So listen, excuse me. I know it's hard for you to be a woman. It's not, okay? All I'm just saying is, at the end of the day, if you know marriage is for you, this is not for the people who marriage is not for. If you know marriage is for you, you need to go back. We have to go back to the drawing board, because it's not working the way we're doing things. That's all I'm saying. And sex has a lot to do with it, because we're over sexualized as individuals. It's just too much. We are over sexualized.
And I have no problem with what you're saying.
Yes, not y'all don't have to stand. That's not the stand. Y'all don't even let it be known y'all want to be married. You wait 5 years down the road. Oh, I want to get married. So why are we? So why are we? It's our fault. Okay. So why are we sitting there and say, well, you need to stop? You having sex is not going to stop the standard. If your standard is to get married, that needs to be the standard. That's what it always should be, regardless of how much sex I give you.
You know,
if the man you are who's courting you is not doing what he needs to do, then move on.
Let me say this, Pink.
Don't hang around. Don't waste your time. Instead, you know what you do? Y'all stay around, thinking you're gonna be able to change him, think you're gonna be able to convince him. He's not going to move.
He's not. So this is the funny thing about this entire.
All right, hold on, y'all. Balance.
Okay, sorry.
Balance has spoken. Anybody else want to add anything? I know it's been kind of.
I have to go, but I know that you say it's not working. I put myself on a shelf for a long time, so I'll take y'all's advice, everybody on the panel, and I'll be reporting back to y'all on hopefully on Lapeef-ing Sundays for my future. But I haven't made an effort to get married in 20 years, but I'll let y'all know how it's going. Because I'm making an effort now, but I gotta go. I have somewhere to be. Thank you.
Okay.
JR.
Yeah, we're about to ready to close. Anybody, any final thoughts before we get up out of here?
I was gonna say,
Please,
after balance. After balance.
Thank you, because you've been speaking a lot and saying
you gotta be able to jump in, lady.
I'm a woman. I don't have to jump into anything.
That's that Thursday energy balance. Just forget.
I know. They forget it's Sunday sometimes. But since I didn't get to speak about the original video, which I believe was Trigger Mike, I agree with the Trigger Mike. And I coach young women. I love them. I love them. Cookie, I was going to say something to her, but she left. So I don't like talking about people when they leave. But like she said, she wasn't trying for marriage. She'd been single, I think she said 20 years or something. These are the women that have the loudest opinions online. They have the loudest opinions online. And I mean, Cookie and the likes of people that think like that, they don't even desire marriage. That's not their goal, or at least that's what they say. But for the women who want to get married, for the women who actually want to be wives, not women that are just talking and just saying stuff because they want to be. The sexual liberation movement started in the 1960s, 1970s, up into the 1980s, and then it just kept going. It destroyed the Black family. and I'm just talking about us right now, it's really sad because now you're wanting men to marry you in a traditional way, but a sexually liberated woman that's acting like that is not a marriage-minded traditional woman. They don't go together. Who are we lying to but ourselves? So for the women that want to be married, I'm only talking to you. And yes, I'm a Christian woman, so I can only speak from my point of view. But to the Christian women or women that want to be wives, you have to behave like a wife. Like, why is that concept hard for us to understand? You can't ask men to accept sexual liberation and then want to be a traditional wife. It doesn't even make sense. You're double-minded. That's cognitive dissonance. It doesn't work. It doesn't exist. That's why we're having these issues. So I'm just tired of going back and forth with the same nonsense. You're going to be this type of woman or this one. You're not going to be both because it doesn't exist. I'm sorry I have to be the one to tell you if nobody else told you. It doesn't exist. If you're going to be a wife, you have to live as a wife even before you're married, like it or not. That's what it is. If you want to be a sexually liberated woman, that's who you are. If you want to wake up one day and say, I don't want to do it no more, he may not respect that past you got. It is what it is. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't lie to you. I can't sugarcoat it. I'm trying to be honest with y'all. Choose a side. You can't be both. You can't be double-minded. You're not going to get what you want. And that's why we have single mothers out here that are unhappy and miserable. I don't mean to yell. Love y'all. Okay. I'm going to stop right there.
Welcome to the dark side, Balance.
And again, Balance illustrated it so perfectly. It has to be grounded in something. It has to be. If you're not grounded in anything commanding marriage, then what are you doing it for? If you just wake up one morning and say, all right, I just want to wait till marriage. For what? Because that's going to be the first question that we ask. Why? Is it religious purposes? Have you always lived this way? What is your father? What about your family? What church do you go to? What community do you come from? Because if you're just saying this, and that's the problem with what Shan is saying, is that I agree, Shan, that marriage should be the goal and all of that, but you have to understand the why. And like before you can get to wait until marriage to have sex, you have to understand what are we doing it for? What's the reason behind it? Where's this coming from? Because just going out and telling women to do that ain't going to work out for them, because they're going to just go out there and command marriage, and people are just going to be like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not waiting. Why? And also, that's why it requires a whole community, because the men also have to be grounded in something to wait till marriage. And that means from jump, not just midway through our lives. I done been getting it in my entire life, and now all of a sudden I have this awakening and say, my goodness, it's time to wait for sex. Wait till marriage. It's not how that works. You have to be grown up in that community. The reason why they did it back then and why marriage was first back then was because they were grounded in something deeper than just sex and just wanting marriage. There was more to it. So we have to understand the why and the why we want marriage and the reason why we need it and where it comes from before we cross this threshold about commanding that and waiting for sex and all of that, because it's not going to work on men. There ain't no amount of pussy in this world that a man is willing to give up and jump into a marriage for. That's one thing is very hard to get a man to do, is to marry.
Can I say something to the women real quick? I'm not even talking to this panel. I'm just speaking to the women that are watching this. If you're a woman of substance, integrity, and character, and this is your belief system and how you live, men will definitely wait. This is from my own experience. I don't care what any of these people are telling you. I'm speaking from life experience, personal life experience. Men will wait. Different calibers of men, different types of men, different levels, everything. They will wait. So don't let any man online scare you and say, no man's going to wait for that. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Period. And I don't care what none of y'all have to say. Men definitely will wait. If you're the caliber of woman, you cannot be somebody that was just doing everything with everybody else and now saying, you know what? I want you in particular to wait, and that's it. That doesn't work. But if this is who you are, men will definitely wait. And don't let anybody scare you out of that. I just wanted to add that.
Well, the thing about that though, balance is
And then also too, this thing goes for men too. Men, they will wait.
But the thing is that again, the problem with that is that you couldn't just go you can't just go to men in general and say that they will wait. The man that shares your belief system will wait. That's who will wait.
No, the man, yes, but also the man that desires you will wait. Let's be clear. If a man desires me and this is what I'm telling him, he'll wait. That's been my experience. And so I don't even know what you think you're going to tell me opposite of that.
Well, did the man that waited on you also share your
right? So, I've waited for a woman before, but like I said, I went to a neighbor. Now I was still gonna get it off. I waited for her because that's what she required. I respected that, but I kept moving. I did what I wanted to do, and then when the time was right, it was right.
I wish that we as a whole, as a people, had more sexual discipline, because the community is in shambles. Woo! I'm telling you right now. Like, I'm telling you right now.
Like, it's just...
That's the crazy part. You just heard what Hank said. You said the community in shambles, and then you tell women men will wait.
They will wait. But I know men personally, and from my personal experience, that have waited. Now, if you...
I don't
what are you talking about?
I don't disagree with that. But
so what are you saying?
But also what you just said, and it doesn't not align with what I just said. Men who share your belief system will wait. But waiting is not what Hank just said is technically not waiting. He's not waiting on you.
I'm not talking about what Hank is saying.
And but once you responded to it with and see the community is in shambles, because most people wouldn't go by that. They would most definitely be like, oh, well, if you're not giving it to me, I'm gonna go over here. But only the men that share your belief system, who believe in waiting for a bigger purpose than just you. It's a bigger purpose to it than just you. Those are the ones that will wait.
Sweet, I'm a reformed heathen. I don't do those things no more.
Pink ain't waiting. I don't even know why he's sitting over here capping. If he'd do exactly what he just said he would do.
This is why
we gotta go ahead and close this.
No, go ahead. We go.
I also gotta go ahead and
because I'll keep going. I'll keep going forever and ever. But yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, we're about to do a little episode about that balance. Just where you talking. Just want to thank everybody that's contributed to the platform today. Let me go ahead and get these two out the way. Me University, $2 says women empathize if they getting that D, but not at all. And dedicated to my children's future, gifted Lapeef Network membership. Salute to you, sir, for doing so. Let's make sure we support each other. Tap in everybody's YouTube channels and podcasts, everything they got going on. Just go to their IG, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get everything you need to know. I appreciate everybody's perspective. I want to thank the chat. I want to thank everybody that wasn't in the chat, because you guys may not actively be in the chat, but you are actively watching. So salute to you. Everybody that's catching on the replay. Shout out to all my green gang. Y'all make sure y'all click that link that's pinned to the top of the chat. And that's it, y'all. Are y'all good? I almost feel like people have more to say. I could just sit on y'all faces. Yeah.
I mean, timeout ladies, they went in timeout for real, didn't they?
I was just gonna say we have to go, but when we come back, we're gonna talk about what I call good pussy management, because I think that's something that women need to focus on. So, but we gotta head out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all.
All right, y'all.
All right.
All right, y'all. We out of here. We out of here, y'all.